Welcome to the Confident Common Clutch Car Ride Conversations. I'm your host, Valerie Alston, here to help parents and young athletes spark meaningful dialogue about mental toughness, resilience, and confidence. Whether you're headed to practice, a game, or just running errands, this podcast is your go to for building stronger relationships and lifelong skills, one car ride at a time. So let's dive in. I'm going to start on a monthly basis. One episode a month is going to be focused on just fun and playfulness. And I want to talk about why. In general, the journey of parenting, especially with adolescents, so your age 18 folks, striking a balance between providing guidance and sharing joyful moments is crucial. While offering structure and discipline is essential, right? Being a good parent, sometimes you can't be the friend, and we understand that. But integrating play and fun into your parent-child relationship fosters deeper connections and supports healthy development of your child, and also just reminds you as the parent that you don't have to be so serious all the time. Having fun and joyful moments are a key part of thriving and wellness, okay? Engaging in playful activities with your adolescent goes beyond mere just entertainment. It serves as a foundational element in building secure attachments and promoting emotional well-being. And research indicates that such interactions can significantly enhance kids' social competence and reduce behavioral issues. A study published in the International Journal of Play Therapy demonstrated that training parents in non-directive play significantly reduced mental health problems in at-risk preschool children. Now, while this study focuses on younger children, the principles of non-directive child-centered play are applicable and beneficial to older children and adolescents as well. All right. And so there's benefit to integrating play and fun and joyfulness into the relationship and to make sure that you make space for it as a parent in your dynamic with your kid and maybe sometimes on these car rides. All right. So one of the benefits is that it enhances communication. Play creates a safe environment for adolescents to express their thoughts, their emotions, leading to improved understanding between both parent and child. It also serves a really important role in stress reduction. Shared laughter and playful activities can alleviate stress for both parents and adolescents, contributing to overall mental health. And this is actually part of the research in positive psychology and resilience that positive emotions have what's called an undoing effect. This was spoken about by Barb Fredrickson. Sorry, she studied this. Barb Fredrickson. It's called the broaden and build theory. And what she discovered is she was taking some time to really study what impact does positive emotion have on people. And what she found is one of the big impacts is that when you experience positive emotion, so happy, glad, joy, pride, gratitude, those positive emotions, it undoes the physiological effect of experiencing negative emotions. Angry, frustrated, scared, anxious, etc. And so typically those negative emotions, what they do is they turn on the fight or flight response. And there's a lot of things that does to your body. I'm not going to get into the hard science of it here, but essentially the stress response gets turned on. And if you spend too much time with that stress response turned on, it's when you start to have some health impact, and it wears you out, actually, physically and emotionally. And so what Barb Fredrickson has found is that when you experience positive emotion, your body, your physiological, like the arousal, the symptoms of fight or flight, settle back down to baseline. And it calms you down. It literally turns your body back, right, to normal, if you will. And you've probably experienced this organically. I don't know if you've ever been in a tense or situation or a stressful moment and a colleague or a friend or your kid does something silly or says something that just makes you laugh or makes the room laugh. And everybody just takes a deep breath and is like, wow. All right. So we now have science to back up that organic experience that you've probably had is that positive emotion helps reduce that stress response. And so spending time in positive emotion becomes really important, especially for parents dealing with kids. We know that's kids. I don't know if you know this, but you're stressful sometimes, right? Keeping you alive, keeping you healthy and well and focused is not an easy thing, and it requires a lot of effort and energy on your parents' part. So, one, be nice, but two, make sure that you try to build some positive experiences into your parent kid dynamic. Okay. The other benefit, the third benefit, is the development of social skills. So, believe it or not, kids, no matter the age, whether they're school aged, elementary aged kids or high school kids, they actually, through play, continue to learn important social cues, cooperation, empathy, which are all vital for social interactions inside the family, but also in life, right? And being a good teammate or being a good friend or just being a productive human and member of society. Okay. So balancing the role as a parent, we understand that if this is not your norm, it might be a little bit challenging to build in. It's part of the reason why the prompts we're going to have today are going to be silly and whimsical here, but it does help. It is important to remember as the parents that we get it. You still have to provide guidance. You have to set boundaries. You have to be the parent and the bad guy sometimes, but working to also incorporate moments of play and fun ensures that the relationship dynamics stay nurturing and have some balance to them. So not only does it help young children, but also adolescents by having moments of fun and levity also help them feel supported and understood. It again fosters a secure environment for growth, believe it or not. So balancing your responsibilities of parenting with moments of joy and play not only enriches your relationship, but it also supports your child's emotional and social development. So embrace the joy of play and fun and watch your connection flourish. All right. Today, before we dive into the discussion prompts, I want to kindly ask that if you're enjoying these Confident Common Clutch car ride conversations, I would be so grateful if you could take a moment to leave a review. Your feedback helps more parents and athletes discover the podcast and join our community of growth and connection. Plus, full disclosure, it helps me keep bringing you meaningful conversations every week. When I read your feedback, when I see your reviews, it helps me understand what's resonating with you and what to spend more time on. Thank you very much for your support. It really does mean the world to me. All right, so let's dive in to some conversation. A reminder with the rules, there are no wrong answers. Please take turns listening and talking. Try to minimize your distractions as best you can. And remember that you can pause after each individual question and discuss it, or you can listen to all of the prompts and questions and just have a conversation after that. So as promised, today's focus is largely on creating positive emotion. So these questions, full disclosure, are a little bit silly, but that's intentional. Have some fun. Don't worry about sounding goofy or silly. Just enjoy. All right. So our first question, imagine a world. So if you could create a whole new planet, what would it look like? What kind of creatures would live on this planet? What games would you play? What would like buildings look like? If you had to dream your favorite sci-fi or fantasy planet, what would it look like? What would be on it? How would society work in this whole new world? Right. So if that sounds like a fun question for you and that's something you want to dive into, please do. Okay. Another option for today, a silly question prompt is silly superpowers. Okay. If you could have any ridiculous superpower, so something like turning everything you touch into jelly, what would it be and how would you use it? It's so fun, so ridiculous. Like it can't be like a normal superpower, like X-ray vision. Like what's a silly, stupid superpower that most people wouldn't think would be useful or helpful at all? What would be silly and fun, and how might you use it? All right, another option is what I refer to as backwards day. What if everything you did today had been done backwards? Okay. How would you eat breakfast or walk to the car or play your sport, whatever it is? If you had to do everything backwards and in reverse, what would that be like? Talk about it. All right. Now, a most sort of serious question for you all today that I would really like you to consider and brainstorm as a family is what could you do to bring more fun and play into your relationship on a regular basis? Okay. And this is going to be different for every family, for every parent, every child. What you actually enjoy and find fun and find silly and find playful is going to be a little bit different, and that's completely okay. But for your family, what how could you build more fun into the system, right? What could you do? So I want you to all to brainstorm that and think about it. And if you're already doing it, that's fantastic. Could you bring more? If not, that's okay too. But try to think about maybe on a weekly basis, what's a way to to infuse a little bit of fun into home or sports, whatever it is. Okay. So think about that, consider that. So engaging in these playful discussions can lead to shared laughter and strengthen the bond between you and your adolescents. So reminding both of you that joy and connection are integral parts of the parent-child relationship. So please have some fun with these conversations today. So remember to keep that conversation rolling, and let's make those car rides count. Thank you again for joining me on Confident Common Clutch Car Ride Conversations. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe to the podcast so that you never miss an episode, and share it with other parents or coaches who could use a little extra inspiration on the go. For more exclusive tips and tools and updates, consider joining my newsletter at www.confidentcalmclutch.com/newsletter. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time.